with Samir, and he is, you can't see the screen, it just doesn't work as well, but we're gonna talk about music and our project and my project and his project, and okay, here we go. Hi.
All right. And
What?
there she is.
What's up? How's it going?
Victoria. It was a big day yesterday.
It was a big day. It was my birthday.
Happy birthday, Victoria.
Thank you.
I'll admit it to the world. Happy birthday.
It's okay. I didn't expect you. It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't make a big deal of it usually. I'm just like,
birthdays are so special.
Every day is a special day. No, but it was great. It was a perfect day, and I didn't die yet.
Yeah.
It's like, I did it. I'm still here. Good job. Yeah. I've survived.
How did you celebrate? How does Victoria Renée celebrate her birthday?
Well,
what can you tell us?
What can I tell you? I had the best day. I got, a massage, and I just spent time. Yeah, so I needed that. It was just, I got my house done. I got we had a cleaning service person come, and so my house was just I just don't have time all the time to do everything, so, and this just thank you for taking that off my shoulders, and then just hanging out with my husband, and we just talked, and just, it was the best. We took our dog out for a really long walk, and it was super chill, but just I don't know how to explain it. It was just the best day. He woke me up with a little birthday cake thingy, not a huge thing, because he doesn't eat cake. And I'm going to eat it by myself. And he's so cute about making birthdays, special. And it was just everything. I loved it.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear you have birthdays. Sammy's wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Sammy. Thanks, Jane. Yay.
Oh, that's great.
I love that.
I'm tempted to want to go all out and share happy birthday songs for you and confetti, but this is happy birthday. Yeah. Better place because you're here.
Oh, Samir. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I feel really good. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes when it's your birthday, you try to take inventory of your life and where are we at? Let's check in with ourselves. And I did do that, but I also was just don't. You don't have to figure everything out. You're doing good. You're here, and you're doing the things that you love doing, and it just feels, I feel very whole right now. And that's big.
That's huge, I mean, yeah, I've had, I talk a lot. I love to talk to people, and I'm always kind of just listening, and the elder ones for sure, all about man, just being whole is what it's about. If you can do that, you're kind of winning, that's everything else is everything else, but there's core fundamental things that we strive towards, and if you got those things going, you got a good partner,
that's it.
You have an avenue to get creatively out, and you're being recognized. All those things are great.
Yeah, it is great. Honestly, it feels like I'm really enjoying the process right now, and I just kind of let go of. I would get in this habit of, honestly, the reason why it's good for me to have somebody come in and clean. Sometimes it's just I would hide behind perfectionism, and I would avoid doing the things that actually matter to me by which is really just fear tied up in a bow. And it's so for me to be able to just I'm able to prioritize better. I let go of trying to control things, and and when I did that, I feel like my life changed. I just got everything I just started allowing things to happen for me. And it just, I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like magic, but it's not. It's just chill, just trust the process. And now
Right.
I'm like enjoying the process so much. And my relationship is better than it's ever been. My career, like everything just feels, and my friends, like I just feel very whole right now. And I'm really grateful for the people that I have in my life and for you, for my friends, for like my husband, for just, this is a really good time in my life. I'm really happy. I'm really enjoying making music. Like I'm excited for our writing session.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've been doing up all week.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
stoked.
Yeah, I mean, I love it, just because it feels like, with each passing year, we kind of like get, we learn to get out of our own way a little bit more each year,
Yeah.
And then it all starts to kind of like come together. I love that this birthday for you rolled around.
Yeah.
And it's all, giving you a chance to like,
yeah.
see where you're at,
Yeah, we overthink things sometimes, man. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to figure everything out all the time right now. Like, we put too much pressure on ourselves. I do.
Yeah.
I'll speak for myself, but...
No, we do. Sammy's agreeing. She's saying the same thing, that it's just slow down and just appreciate what you got and just
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have writing sessions. There's a lot to talk to you about.
I know.
I have been very lit up about that too because I know you have a lot going on. So, maybe this is off the record or we could talk about it later, but I'm curious about so you have a record coming, you're signed to a label. What's the name of the label?
Sound of L.A.
Sound of L.A. All right, there you go, girl. I love it.
Yeah.
And you guys are working on, getting you produced and up and out the gates. Do you have any timeline when you're ready to record, release any of these new records?
It's... We're working on it. It's supposed to be out by the end of the summer. Right now, I'm like, I hope it's gonna be done, but I don't know if it is. So we'll see what happens. I'm writing so much, and I'm not trying to worry so much about that as much as I am trying to get the right cohesive songs that fit like the production part and just the melody and the lyrics. Easy, I can do that all day. Getting the production behind it and like going back and forth with new people, that process has been really fun for me. And so once I find that I really love this and I love this about this, and then, but does this make sense with this? And then just like picking out which songs that we've done that I like the most that make sense for what this album is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate that moment. In the past, I've rushed through records where I was like, I just got to release it. I have to get it out. But really, hindsight, I would have loved a little bit more attention at this time that you're in. We're like, no, like really put, think it through.
Yeah, don't
and tie it together and craft it until you're ready to don't be perfectionist about it either. Don't overthink it, all those things, but think about it.
That's it. That's exactly. I'm so glad you said that because I feel like there's two sides to this, right? There's the side where like, okay, there's the Victoria who wants to hold on to things so tightly because I get precious with my art. That's not a good place to be, right? You don't want to, you have to release things, but you also don't just want to throw things out there that aren't you, or that's not like a good representation of what you do or who you are as an artist. There's like a line there, right? And so I'm finding that balance. Like there's been times when I just throw out records because I'm like, I'm supposed to be releasing things. This is what I do. Because that's what the formula is now. We have to release once a month. And it's just like, stop banging out all these records that are just saying nothing, that are meaningless, and you didn't really put much thought or heart into it. And sometimes, that's not to say like, there's some songs that just come to you organically and they're easy and they're good, and then there's the stuff that you're like, you overthink, and if it's not working, it's just not working. Sometimes just start a new thing
and release what works.
Release what works.
If it's not working, don't release.
Don't release stuff just to be releasing it. Like, I feel like the industry's so saturated right now with people that are like, especially during, and I love this. I love that people like spent COVID like developing their skills and like, but there's been such an oversaturation of just music that's just sound.
Yeah.
It's just noise. And like,
yeah.
you know, I'm working the balance on. I've been, you know, I've released stuff that wasn't ready to be released before.
Yeah.
I have. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not precious with my stuff. I'm not going to like hold on to it like that's ridiculous. There's not I feel like we always wait for the perfect time and the perfect moment and the perfect like you don't what if that doesn't happen? You know what I mean? You just got to like allow the process, like just trust it. Like this feels right to be released right now, you know? And then it's different with an album because I've released singles before, but I've never released an album. So it's a different animal.
Okay, yeah. No, okay. I've done albums and it's like, I've been more of like the album train and now more on like the singles because that's the tempo today. But you know, I've put songs on records. I'm like, oh, maybe they should have been on it, you know. And like, and I've watched, you know, Quincy Jones was saying something like, it was something that he said that made me, you know, like that really delivered the lesson. Like, if you're not 100% behind it, don't put it out because it's your name, it's your legacy. You know, like nothing else is worth it.
I know. You know? That's so true. Like, I am so ashamed to say this. I've actually like released. I have released songs that were like not really mixed. Like, not really. What are you doing? You can't just release songs that aren't mixed. What are you talking about?
But then there's this. So think about this though. There's another thing, you know, like there's a 1 to 10, right? 1 being like terrible and 10 being like incredible. You know, even if you release like a 7, you know, it's like it's enough for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like the 8s, 9s, the 10s aren't going to be, oh my gosh, I think that's a little bit too much reverb. They could have EQ'd that a little bit better. That's not compressed enough. Like most people would be like, hey, I like the vibe. I like the words. I like the melody and it's good enough, you know, and it serves them. So we also have to remember that.
That's true. That's so true. Yeah. It's just, I feel like that was a learning process for me because it was one of those times where I'm like, forget it. Just release it. Just do it. You know? And I did need to do that. But also I didn't have the budget because I was an indie artist. I just didn't have the money. I was just like, you know, like it costs money to get things like, you know, it costs money to do all of these things. And I'm like, the perfect moment might not come. I'm just going to do it. It's good enough. Fine. Forget it. Just go. That was just me, like, just jumping off and trusting the universe, trusting God, you know. But actually, it paid off for me because that song that's, like, not mixed, really, was kind of a big part of me getting other jobs. Like, people heard me do that song, and they were like, that's a banger. Even it's not mixed, you know, but... And they hired me for, you know, movie. You know, like, honestly, like, like, Monster.
Yeah.
Monster's not really mixed like that. And, after I performed that song, you know, I met Scott. And he, you know, cast me as the lead in his musical. And he was just like, that's a 1 listen song. And I'm like, oh, man, thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes it doesn't matter as much as you think, you know?
Yeah.
You know? It's like, if it sounds good.
And if you got to let it out. Like, I remember, man, when I got into this music thing, first of all, music for me called me. Like, I have been a servant to that calling since I was a kid, since I was young. And like a part of that was like getting the first record out, which I mean like album. You know, like only after I released my first 12 songs that I feel like, okay, now I can start to move. Like a momentum started to occur in terms of my creativity. That was like, you know, only because I got these things out of the way. So like
Yeah.
the same time, you know, holding on to it can block a necessary flow.
Yes.
And you don't know where to lead you. You know, you put that monster song out, you get picked up for a, you know, lead role on a stage, and so the story continues. You know, so yeah, not overthinking it, but
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Go slow, keeping it moving.
Yeah, just keeping. It's like water. Like if you if it's a dam, the water's stagnant and it's not moving. This is a good way of thinking about money too. If it's not anything, if it's not moving and it's stagnated, it's gonna become diseased, right? And too much water is like, well, now you're tearing everything down. You're monsooning us. Calm down, you know. That's not balance either. You're gonna get rid of all the water. What do you do? What's happening? But like, just like a good flow is healthy.
Right.
Right.
Sure, absolutely. And I love that metaphor with water. I mean, I think about it a lot.
Do you?
And I think you're right on the money with it. You know, it's just like, you know, you got to move it around, let it move, let it, you know, bend when you need to, you know.
You have to know that the flow is always coming, right? There's a never-ending source.
Yeah.
And it's like, but there's some sort of like a limiting belief in our minds, I think, where we're like, there is a pie and there is this many pieces. Like we can't comprehend infinite. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to understand that like there is not a piece of, let's take lemonade, right? Like, okay, the glass isn't half full or half empty. Maybe it's half full, maybe it's half empty. It doesn't matter. There's a pitcher over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just fill it up. It constantly fills up. Just trust that there's more and trust that there's enough. And you're not being a hog for taking too much of it. There's no cap. It's endless.
Everybody can take this.
With money, with creativity.
I know that we connect on this.
Yeah.
And boy, could we have conversations on this area that we're kind of moving into here in terms of you know, the abundance of the universe, really, and how as artists we learn to like tap into it and work through it, you know. And you're right, it's ever flowing, you know. It's like I kind of feel like it's like clouds keep moving, you know. And as artists we have ideas and our job is to grab them when we can, you know. But then they're gonna keep going. If you miss it, it's all right. There'll be more today, tomorrow, later. It just keeps moving.
I mean it's an endless well. You just have to tap into it. That's all. You know, and like when it feels like too much effort, like stop, let go, come back to it. You know, you don't have to force things. It just you allow it. That's been like a big thing for me lately. Is just like trusting the process and just allowing things to happen. It really is like. It's kind of a game changer. It's a spiritual practice. It really is.
It's just, I mean, which at the end of the day, you know, it's what it's all about. It all comes down to it.
Yeah.
Whether we admit it when we're young or when we're older, typically it's by the time we've banged our head into the walls too many times, we figure this out, you know. But like at the end of the day, it is like a harmony with everything around us, you know. So
100%. Like I'll give you like an example. Like when I was a kid, and I started singing, I wasn't trying to I wasn't thinking about, these are what my goals are. I'm going to make this much money doing music and I'm going to get signed to this label at this time. Or like, I wasn't thinking about the business aspect of music at all. I just wanted to sing. That was my immediate gratification, right? And so, like, when I just would sing, and it was free, and I was doing it because I just loved doing it. It was, my career happened so easy, you know? It was a domino. I didn't have to try. It was just opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And when I moved to LA initially, I kind of messed that up. I tried to effort it. I tried to effort it, and it just doesn't work like that. Like you can't force it like that. You got to go back to the why. Why do you do this to begin with? Singing, you know. It just feels good to sing. And I was talking to, a friend. This is going to come out harsh. And I don't mean it this way, but it's, I do mean it this way. I don't mean it in a harsh way, but like I have a friend who, says she wants to be a singer. And I'm like, love this. Okay, great. I can, help you because I coach too, voice.
Mm-hmm.
And, I give her, vocal exercises that are fit for her voice, for her range and what she needs to work on. And then, come back and she's like, yeah, I didn't do them because I was busy. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But what I realized, and that's all the time. And I'm like, for sure, but you don't want to be a singer then. And which is fine. You want to be famous because if you wanted to be a singer, you would want to do the exercises because that's what you have to do to be a singer, right? Yes. To be able to like have that control over your voice. Mm-hmm. But that's not what you want. You just want to be famous, and that's fine. But there's a difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a difference between people who like what your why is. Like why some people. I was listening to this inspirational, like I don't know, probably TikTok or something or Instagram video that that Link sent me, and it was like talking about the greatest athletes, right? It was like Kobe, Jordan, other people. They were just talking about what their mindset is that makes them different from other people. Why they're the GOAT, right?
Right.
And some of the things that they were saying was like they compete against themselves. And I was like, yeah, that's it. Like there's a lot more to it, but like just diving into that section of it, like I remember being like, no one told, like, okay, I could have gone to voice class and then I had talent to be able to, like, I was gifted with like a control, but that doesn't mean anything at all. That can go away. You have to keep using it. Your voice is an instrument, and if you don't stretch it, and if you don't vocalize, you can lose it.
Yes, I know that.
You can lose it.
Wait.
But you can get it back too. It's muscle memory.
Yeah, I got it back.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean,
it's true.
Lose it, so
you can lose it, and so like that's not enough. It's just being gifted. Now you have to like hone your craft, right? Like you're like, okay, I can do this. I love this. I'm good at this. Like, how do I worked on my craft, and then I went to voice class, and I could have just gone to voice class for an hour once a week and done nothing else.
Right.
But that's not how you become great at something or good at it, even really. You have to then I started doing my voice exercises, like after class, and like you have to do those in between every day. And, and then I got competitive with myself, and I'm like, like I would get so frustrated, and I didn't want to just do it right. I wanted to do it perfect. Practice makes perfect. A little drill sergeant-y. Like I said, the perfectionism thing is not balance either. But and that's so hard because you can never be perfect as a vocal. Like I'm not a perfect vocalist at all. Like there's places where I'm like, what was that? No, that's not any scale at all, But the point is that like I've wanted to develop those skills, and then I would compete with myself in the mirror, like because that's where you do your vocal exercises, so you can watch yourself. And I was like, I'm not gonna like. I was like, can I do this scale faster, ascending, descending, and then. And just like competing with myself, and then that way, that's what the obsession is. I wasn't about being better than other people. I'm not even thinking about other people. I just wanted to be able to do that run.
Better than you did the day before.
That's it. Just be better than you were yesterday, and strive for perfection, knowing it's unobtainable. Knowing that that's unobtainable.
So on that point, knowing that it's unattainable. And two, if it were, and I read this morning, that you'd be bored. It'd be so boring if you could, like if you could hit that perfection mark, whatever that non-existent reality is.
Yeah.
then you'd be bored.
It's
And I,
yeah,
yeah.
music is so weird because it's like subjective and objective. Because like it's not like acting where it's like there are preferences and maybe better choices. Like you can sing wrong,
Right.
But it's interesting. Like Link and I were having a whole conversation about that last night.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, and that's good. I think you're exactly on the right side of that idea, because I've seen people be the first ones to say who have made it because of their ethic, not because of their skill.
Yes,
like,
it's the discipline.
I'm not the most talented person out there.
Yeah.
But I work harder than anybody out
there.
That's
it. I'm not the best Yeah. There are other people that have vocals that are way better, but it's just being the best of you, Samir, you're the best. I love you. Well, but also, and then the problem with that, it's a good mindset for bettering yourself, but also I could get like a little psycho with it, like I'm just like, yo, chill, it's fine. And then you also have to balance not being too doctrine about everything, because you can lose feeling. You can overtrain. You can.
Right. Yeah,
get all the tools, develop it, and then let go and just trust the feeling.
Yes.
Don't think about any of the training. You need to have it trained like so deeply in you that you're not thinking about that. Your tongue is naturally forward against your teeth. Your eyebrows are up. Your cheeks are raised. You know how to stand. You know how to contract your diaphragm. Yeah. And now that's not a thought. You just feel it. And that's the balance that I've been working on, because there was a point where I got too doctrine about things, and I could sing the notes right, but I was lacking, I wasn't present, all the time. And now I feel like I've figured this out. And that's the fun thing about it, is I was like, there's no cap. You can keep getting better forever.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's the best.
Absolutely. Totally, it's the best. And I love it. Yeah, it's great, Victoria, because like you're resonating with, I'm forever a student, right? Yeah. Whatever I can do well, great. But I'm always learning, and I'm always trying to be the dumbest guy in the room, like really, like just trying to keep, like, because there's a lot, and I've had some take me under and and drop some wisdom on it, and like they end up saying, like, and through the training it gets to where the feeling is the most important as a performer, as a musician. It's like, actually, it's the feeling that is the most important part of the entire experience. So like, you come into that, and saying that now it's like, you put the skills, the tools to get you there, but now you're like latching onto the feeling and to think about it. But not, it's like resonating really well with other conversations that I've had that at a high level of musicianship, like that is the feeling that really runs the magic. Yeah.
Okay. Going back to the thing that been talking about this whole time, which is about allowing, right? Like I was thinking, live. I came from live performances, and in that instance, I was focusing so hard on being pitch perfect, because you don't want to hit a bad note live. That's embarrassing, Yeah, it does happen sometimes, and then I was like, so I was trying to control it so much, but then something happened when I started playing with live like, I think even with you, when we were playing live, you don't, when you feel it, the notes come out better anyway. You gotta trust it, like allow that to happen. You don't have to like control everything so much.
Yeah. You're right. I do.
Yeah, and that's what I love about playing with you, is like, instead of a track, because I was very much like I played with tracks, and it missed that living, breathing freedom organism of like the chemistry of the music, right? And I follow your lead and you follow me, and we don't have to talk about it. We just know, because we're just present in it. And I don't have that when I have a track, and I don't think I can go back, to be honest. I don't think I can go back, because I mean, my whole life I've worked with tracks. Like all my performances were tracks. And after performing with you, I don't want to do that anymore. I want Samir on stage with me, you know, like,
right?
Yeah, it's a different thing.
It's back to that feeling, isn't it? Because like it's totally mutual, and I appreciate your, that a lot. And it, like even when you were just talking about how when we were performing live last, like I wanted to like get there right away again, because it's such a good feeling, like it's fresh, it's live, it's kind of unpredictable, but it's not. It's like living and breathing, and there's just such a beautiful element to that even when you have the people listening, and like then it becomes even more amazing.
Oh yeah, that's the best, right? And now I'm feeding off of you, you're feeding off of me, we're feeding off of them, they're feeding off of us, and we all feel the same thing at the same time. It's the most I have goosebumps talking about it. I'm such a geek, but it's not geeky, whatever, it's awesome.
That's why we're here. We love it.
Yeah, I mean, how cool is it to be able to like take a room full of people and just everybody at the same time feeling the same thing together, like the level of connection. And we need that, man. We need connection so bad. And I don't mean just like connecting with strangers on, Instagram. Like, we need that too. But there's something different when you're all in the room together and you guys are all, there's some sort of like a chemical exchange that happens where that's like almost a form of sorcery, right? Where like everybody's elevating at the same time. We all feel it together. Like, that's so cool. We need that connection.
Totally, yes. And I can't wait to do that again.
I know.
Well, I love it. And
hi, Haley. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm over here too. Do you have any questions?
So, yeah, any questions? Yeah. Feel free, if anybody has a question, drop one in. We're just rapping. We got so many things that we could talk about.
I know.
And so,
right.
But you guys, great thing. We have Sammy saying, if you want to do something, you got to work at it.
Yeah.
Practice, strive to better yourself.
Yeah.
Set yourself goals and work toward it all the time. The greatest people work on it, work at it to reach their goals.
That's it. That's it. It really all comes down to, who said this? I don't remember. Joseph Campbell? Just follow your bliss.
Follow your bliss.
It really, it's like, we can like overthink things so much. It really just comes down to following your bliss. Like, you liked learning how to control your voice because you wanted to become better, right?
Right.
And then why? But then go back to the why. Why are you doing it? And then just feel it in the moment. And then you ever go on stage sometimes? Like, I remember practicing this ad lib where I was gonna do this. I think I was singing A Better Tomorrow. And I wanted to do this like really high belt for the live. And I'm just like, nope, there's not a chance. Can't do it. I wanted to, and I just couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't get it, And I'm like, forget it. Just sing the normal lead and let it go. And when I was on stage, I don't know what happened, but I hit it so effortlessly. Like, I didn't even think about it. It was easy. Like, it's amazing how our brains do that. Adrenaline, really, too. Like, we just can. You'd be surprised what you're capable of. If you just like chill out. Like, look at I need to chill out. I'm like the most hyper person, but.
Well, you and me both. I mean, I feel like this week, when I was like early this week, I was like so jazzed in the space of like creating and producing, and like, and we got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So like I can get very, very, very excited too. I'm glad to be on a calmer note today, but yeah, I know it's all right. It's a good energy. It's like, I think, I love that we're talking about what it is to be a creative, right?
Yeah.
And how we have to navigate ourselves, the ego, the non-ego, the inspiration, the creative sparks that we like to talk about, when they come and allowing them to happen, but then how much attention do you give to it? Like, so yeah, what it is to be creative it's quite the path, and
it's so interesting. It's so fun.
Yeah. But Joseph Campbell's a great one, Following Your Bliss, and going back to the why. And what I love about it, for me, is the adventure, right? Like, it's so adventurous. I don't know what's around the bend. I can only see the one melody I'm putting down, and then somebody else comes in, or I'll even come in on another instrument and it will unfold yet another melody that I didn't hear until it came, and then it changes the entire trajectory.
Yeah. Isn't that the best?
Yeah. I mean, time stops. It just, I get into a space and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I was just gonna say, like, that's how you know that you're doing the right thing, right? What's the thing that you do that makes you lose track of time?
Yeah.
What's that? What is that thing? Right? So like for me, I can come in I'll go in the booth. Now granted, can you see what's happening here? I'm like, it's a booth. Like I'm in a little small room, but like I could be in here for what I feel like is 30 minutes, and I'll look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, I've been in here for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Not kidding. Like 6 hours.
Yeah.
No, not normal. And I'm like, oh, I love this. Like, I love it. I love creating. I love when you walk into a room and with people that you admire and are great at what they do, and you have what you have and you have what you have. We've done this. And then there was nothing there, and then you walk out singing a song that didn't exist before an hour ago or however long it took you to write this.
I feel like the first time it happened is like we got so into the zone, like I swear we blinked and it was 3 days.
Yes!
And it was like...
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's the best.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. I was so impressed with you in that session. Like you...
Oh my gosh.
Like we jumped right into a set, like literally the day after we met. I'm like, come in, and you came to the studio, and we have been making music ever since. Like I will never forget how you made that little what do you call it thingy? The capo. Yeah, I always want to call it a caper. I'm like, no, it's not. Capo. Yeah. That was so cool, and you just came in with the strongest melodies, and like it was just so. Sometimes when you write with new people. Yeah. Oftentimes when you write with new people, especially when it's no one's written together ever, right? And you put all of us in a room, there's like a weird little like learning curve of like how many chefs are in the kitchen, or like, like am I over, I don't want to be overbearing. I have this idea. What is your idea? And like being able to share that. And like sometimes people are nervous because they're like, I don't want to look stupid, but no, that's another thing is I've learned is like, it's okay to look stupid. Who cares? Who cares? No one cares.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times your ego does until your ego gets out of the way,
Yeah. Samir, like I was not that long ago, I mean, maybe 6 years ago, I could not write at all. Like, I had such a block, like I wouldn't even put down ideas in a writing session because I was just like, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. It's like not normal. And to the point where being able to confidently like say what I'm like, what about this? And like, maybe it's completely ridiculous, but like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, no one cares about that. Like, don't be so self-conscious about things. Just, like, let it go.
Yeah.
Flow in.
And surround yourself around people who, like, bring the best of you out.
Yeah.
So that you can, like,
that's it.
Throw a bad idea on the wall. Nobody cares because everybody's throwing bad ideas and good ideas. Just letting it go and just, like,
Sometimes the bad idea ends up being the thing, and it's not actually a bad idea.
Oh, back to Joseph Campbell.
Yeah.
What is it? The cave you fear to enter holds the key to your treasure, or something like that.
Ooh, say it again.
Yeah. Well, the cave that you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Joseph Campbell something. I have a question coming in from Sammy. She says, if you could collaborate with anyone, who would it be and why?
Who, me?
I guess both of us, but we'll start with you.
Oh.
Everyone listening, happy birthday to Victoria again.
Oh, guys.
If you could collaborate with anyone else, who would it be and why?
That's such a good question. Who would it be? Collaborate?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like Miss, what's that? You said his name earlier. Like, not Smokey Robinson, but like Quincy Jones, yeah, or yeah. Max Martin, or like those guys are.
Those are producers.
Those are producers, and but they're really good at formulating. So like, that's one of the things that I need to work on as a writer is I have an endless amount of melodies. That's not a problem. We can do the lyrics. That's fine, sure. But like the formatting everything, like they get the formula, and that's something I could learn from. Also, like being able to simplify things that way. Producers. Okay, so artists, oh my God, Celine Dion, Kelly Clarkson, Ari, why not?
Yeah,
you know?
You opened for Ariana Grande, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did.
Why did you talk to us about that? That's awesome. How was that experience?
It was, wow, it was surreal. It just all happened really fast. That's a crazy story we'll talk about another time. Okay. But it was just the best. Like, it was such a big crowd. I don't even know. I'll send you pictures. Like, I don't even know how many people. I mean, it was all of the people. Everybody was there. Everybody. Yeah. And it was just, I felt so alive. Like, just being, like, it was the best audience. They were so open, and, you know, it's totally different from doing, like, dinner table shows where people are, like, talking. They were so into it. Like, we had choreography that was heavy choreography, and just the vocals, the sound check, the outfit. Like, the whole process was just so fun. And just from the interviews afterwards, and just like, it was such a high for me. It was just one of those things, like, and then the crowd singing the songs, like, what? That connection is wild. Like, I don't know if they knew the songs before, but then also hearing people, like, yelling, like, my name, like, that's crazy to me. Like, I never thought about that. Like, it was just like, oh my God, you guys know that? Like, it just felt humbling. It was humbling.
Yeah, that's great.
You guys know this? You know what my name is? Oh my God, this is so weird. They'd announced it before.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like, it was the best crowd interaction I think I've ever had.
What city was this in? Was this also in LA?
Palm Springs. Yeah, this was in it was in Palm Springs. We were at White Party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Palm Springs, and we did Vegas, and I don't know, we did a bunch of cities. It was so fun. It felt almost like it was fake. Does that make sense at all? It doesn't make sense, but
like you weren't there, but you were.
Yeah, it was like I'm feeling and watching this thing happen to this other person, and I'm just like, what a fun time.
Yeah,
it was like
out of body.
Yeah, it was like an outer body experience. It was fun. It was also like stressful getting to that point though, like because
that's high stakes. You know, a lot of eyes, a lot of, you know, I mean, there's a lot of joy, but there's the pressure to perform, and,
Yeah.
Well, to be able to connect and elevate, right? You got to, you end up being the crown of it. So they're looking at you to be the maestro and turn it up. That's awesome. I'd love to see some footage of that.
Of course I have footage. But yeah, it was being able to do heavy choreography and the vocals, and not being able to, you don't sacrifice the vocal integrity, you know what I mean? But also don't mark choreography. So when you're doing choreography and you're only doing it you're boom, cat, as opposed to boom, cat, whatever it is. Hi, thank you. What's my favorite song? I'm on a live here too. My favorite song. I was thinking about this yesterday. I feel like it was I don't know. I like different songs for different moods.
Different parts of the day.
Different parts of the day. I had a kind of full circle moment because I was thinking about this. Link and I were talking about it. Celine Dion. I was thinking The Prayer. And I had this full circle moment because I looked up who wrote this song. And really? Celine too? Her voice is just unbelievable. And I was looking up who wrote this, and it was David Foster. And then I was like, oh my God. I used to write this from Quest to Camelot. Celine Dion did that with Josh Groban? Somebody awesome. It wasn't Josh Groban. And it was for this Disney movie, and the Disney movie was okay, but the song took off. And he was a writer on it, and his wife, who won American Idol and has hit songs, opened for me in New York. And I'm just like, how did that happen? That doesn't even make sense. But that's not real. But it was just oh my God. I used to write these, I used to rewind it because I'm old, and write down the lyrics, which were wrong because they're Italian, and then and I practiced that song over and over and over again, and I was just he, and then her, and then what? How did?
Yeah. So then that leads me to a question for you, Victoria. Who are your greatest inspirations as a vocalist growing up? I'm gonna guess Celine.
Yeah, Celine. So well, I was a '90s baby, right? So I grew up. Well, she did the Beauty and the Beast song, and she did, the Titanic was huge, and that, and but I also loved Britney. I loved the performance aspect that Britney brought to the table, and I fell in love with that whole thing. Celine, Martina McBride, I think vocalist wise, or just artists,
I mean, probably vocalist wise, because I would say your primary.
Love Taylor Swift.
Oh man, Taylor
can write out of a hook.
All over my radar right now. It's ridiculous. I'm all over this Tortured Poets.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Did you like it? I haven't listened to it yet. Did you listen to Tortured Poets Society? Is that right?
Yeah.
Taylor's amazing. What's your favorite Taylor song?
Oh, are you asking them?
Both of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. She's prolific. I mean, she's been doing this for a long time. And if I had to, I don't know if I could name one that I think is my favorite.
What about her off her new album? What's your favorite off her new album? I don't know.
I mean, Fortnite's the one that's the catchiest for me right now.
Which one?
This is the first one, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
So I'll listen to it when I'm driving, and I'll get through 5 songs, and I'll come back into the car, and I'll start it again from the top, just because, today was I moved it along. What'd they say?
They said Wildest Dreams, and that's a really good song. And Lover. Oh, Lover. Is that the one that's Lover? Wait, how's that song go? Dang, I wish you could sing it for me. How does this go? My lover. It's very like noir-y. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Samir, is that? Oh, Samir can sing it.
Oh no, I'm just pulling it up. Shoot.
Come on.
I don't know how to sing Lover.
It's crazy to me how you can just pick up a guitar and sing.
Because you know this
Billie Eilish for sure.
I'd like you to check out that record because that album, because like in terms of like production and since she hit like the viral sensation mode, and you know my girls are all about her now, and so like I've been picking her up. I'm like, oh, I love the beats that she's singing over. You know, like that's the jam. Like I find it's like it's simple, you know,
breathable. It's not overproduced. Yeah.
Not overproduced. It's like the song structure I really like. The instrumentations I'm all about.
Yeah.
So I'd love for you to listen to that, and I'd love to see what you think about it.
Yeah.
And you know, in terms of like what I do cook up back here, I'm a very creative spark kind of guy.
Yeah.
And like if you were asking me what my favorite song is, yeah, it depends what day, what time. Like it changes.
Constantly.
It could be a reggae song. It could be the country song that we're listening to. You know, whatever's moving me. It could be Taylor. So I kind of like flush it all through these pipes, you know. And like this week has been like, okay, the game is on. I'm organizing them all so that at least they're like presentable little hooks.
Yeah.
You know, to consider where we want to go. And I was listening to the playlist you sent out, you know, with like songs that you're aiming towards, and there's an array there too.
I'm loving Benson Boone right now.
Kind of vibe. You know, it's like the poppy thing, but then you have like the really intimate guitar duet stuff, which of course I'm like.
Yeah, I really like the intimacy of like early like what is your favorite? I'm gonna segue for sort of, but like what is your favorite? Do you have like a favorite song that's like super slept on, like a song like people just don't really know? Do you guys have one of those?
Most of my songs are like that.
Are they?
Most of my favorite songs. Yeah, I haven't been like a top 40 kind of guy. Like I
I'm
get it,
such
and I
a
know
pop
what's up,
prince.
and I like them. You know, and I definitely bop to them, but I definitely the indie go through the records, find what I like, and just go.
Wow.
People don't know them.
That's amazing. Oh, they're from our friends. Armex Mackey. They're from Scotland. Hey guys, nice. Cool. I've never been to Scotland. I want to go there. No. Oh, then okay. Her slept. I'm not saying they're slept on, but like she's a band called Them 33Z. Is that how you say it? Did I say it right? Have you heard of them, Samir?
No, looking them up right now.
Yeah, I really love that song. This is Martina McBride made a song called when I don't know what it's called. I think it's called When God-Fearing Women Get the Blues, and I just like. It just floors me every time. It's such a fun song. I think I played it for you. Did I play it for you once?
I don't know.
It's a great song, but I don't know why it didn't like.
Pop.
It wasn't like I don't know if she released it as a single, but it's like one of my favorite songs on her albums.
Yeah, that would be cool. Every time we show up, we raise up another song that we feel that people have slept on, and then maybe like play it or something.
Yeah, like, that's a good idea.
Turn people onto gems, you know, like.
I'm thirsty for good music. Like I really need that because like we were talking about earlier, it feels like there's a lot of like noise and not a lot of music, like a lot of sound happening. And I'm not saying for people to not. That's fine. It's just I'm really want something that like sparks me right now. So not era, but Poet Society.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you bring to the put me on. Yeah, you too. Put me on. Yeah. So I'm gonna write that down. What was the band called?
I couldn't find it. Them 3Z. What is it?
Yeah. Where did that go? It's Them 33Z.
All right.
Let me see. Did you find them?
No.
Them. What's your favorite song from them? Oh yeah, okay. So they're on SoundCloud and on YouTube. I'll check them out for sure. Thanks for putting me on, guys. What time is it in Scotland?
Yeah, it's late night over there.
Is
They're tuning in though.
I
It's
love
great.
it.
I'll have to make it out.
Yeah, but yeah, like I love that idea.
And Eolian
Definitely.
pipes?
Huh?
Ask them if they play the Eolian pipes. I think it's a Scottish thing. It's like
The
a
Julian pipes.
Eolian pipes.
Oh,
They know.
it's 8:30 at night. 8:30. So is that 8:30? Yeah.
Anyway, it's like a bagpipe cousin. I think it comes out of Scotland. And there's this great song, oh man, that has like I had to look it up. It was like a solo, and it was this instrument. I was like, what instrument is this? And because I loved it, and it was a Eolian pipe from Scotland. And I was like, oh my god, it's the greatest. I'll share that song with you.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know if I know any bands that are I'm sure there are some. I just can't think of it.
Yeah,
I know
Ireland,
there's some really.
a lot of bands coming out of Ireland. You know.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I'm thirsty for new music, so sure.
Yeah, and on the new music tip, I'm happy, Victoria, that I've heard that.
Nice.
You know, because we hail from a certain time of music where, that the guitars are coming back, songwriting is coming back, which is great. So I'm like super charged.
Yeah,
it's into that.
I know. I'm really excited about for most of my life, my main focus was I just focused on vocals and like that part of the song, but obviously there's so much more to the songs than just that. And so like getting involved in the production part and like finding the sounds that I like is sort of a relatively new adventure for me, right? Yeah, because being able to, it's hard to master every aspect of music. I mean, it really does takes a village.
And that one specifically is like...
That's his own career.
Yeah.
That's his own career.
Yeah.
They want me to sing for that. What do you want me to sing?
Yeah, let's close it out with the song from Victoria.
Oh my goodness. I did not warm up.
Write them back next week. Go ahead, Victoria. Sing us a song. And everybody, it's Victoria's birthday yesterday, so let's give her a lot of love.
Ah, shucks. Thank you.
Celebrate her.
Aw, you guys.
Will you grace us with a song to close us out today?
Sure. What should I sing? Maybe I'll just sing like a little part. Should I sing one of my songs or any song?
Yes, shoot one of yours. We have someone here requesting A Better Tomorrow, saying they love that one.
Okay, I'll sing A Better Tomorrow. I'll just start from like the bridge. Okay. All right. We share this place, we all belong. Light the way till dark is gone. Walking away still means you're strong. Rise above, hope isn't gone. Oh, we have to restore this planet's soul. Teach it something more than what we know. Give it water, give it sun, room to grow. I can see a better tomorrow. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, love it.
Thanks.
Love it. And
aw, thank you. You're so sweet. No, I was just, like I said, we hit bad notes sometimes. If I'm not like emotionally ready, I'm like, how do you sing? I forget. Thank you. She said, oh my God, slay.
Man, I wish lag time didn't exist so we could perform live.
I know. We gotta figure that out. We're gonna, there's a way.
We'll just have to, get live again.
Yeah. We'll just get actually live.
Get live, yeah, get back to you later.
For sure.
So listen, awesome. Much love, everyone. Thank you for chiming in.
Yay.
We love being here every week and seeing you all and answering your questions. And yeah, wish you a great, happy Victoria birthday week.
Oh my God, thank you.
See you same time next Friday.
See you next Friday. Thank you. Bye. Thanks, guys. It was so nice talking to you. Shoot me a DM. We'll chat. We'll stay in touch. Bye, you guys.